Hello and welcome. It's a good day to be on the farm. My name is Chuck, and this is Somerset Farms episode 18. In the last episode, we just completed the harvesting of our canola, and we put it here in our natural oil factory. And I just just finished hosing off this harvester that we're probably not going to need again until we do field 18 with our sunflowers. So I'm actually going to attach the sunflower header, golden sunflower header here, and we'll just park this in the back corner until we need it again. And then our goal for today is to get these fields started to be turned over, because we need to prepare them for canola. Because here in our crop map, where is it? Calendar. So you can see canola is harvested here in July or August, but you can also plant it in August. And if we need this oil factory to keep going, we got to turn these fields over so we can get them planted again by September. Or if we take the rest of the year to get these ready, we would harvest our sunflowers in October, November, and then we would turn them over. But I think we need to start at least preparing these fields so that we can, if we want to plant canola next month in August, we can. Doesn't mean that we necessarily have to, but it would be a good idea. And we're going to sit here and let this factory churn out that oil for us. But we're going to come over here and look at what we've got. The pH level is bad. Nitrogen, sandy loam. But we're going to go from there. So last time we did this, we harvested everything. We rolled. No, what did we do? I think we had a little cultivator that we cultivated with last time, but then we have since plowed with our big case. So here is our planter. There's a rower, although we're not doing grass yet. So we can either plow it, or we can use this little harvester, cultivator. We can use this big one, depending on what we want to do. So let's take a look at the map again, I guess, and see what we need to do. Plowing is bad for our environmental score, if I remember right. So if we don't need plowed, needs plowing? No. I guess technically none of it needs plowing. We can start here on field 15 with I guess we'll start with this big cultivator, if I remember right. So let's get our Magnum out. Case IH Magnum 340. And let's just check the horsepower, because it's been a while. Oh, look! Guys, check it out! Our first pallet of canola oil is out, and it is 1,000 liters. So every month it should produce 4 pallets, and so next month we'll have to figure out where we want to start stacking those, because I don't think we have a trailer yet. Anyway, we're going to get in our case Magnum here. We need to get that tipper out of the way as well, but we've got a lot of tools over here. I'm pretty sure this is what we did for the other fields. Now, when we did this field 15, originally we did it with the small equipment, but we have since then bought this big equipment. Let me just check. In our garage, we have owned items, cultivators. We have this one, which requires 320 horsepower, and this little one that requires 103. But 320 is what we're shooting for here. And then we're going to go back, and our large tractor is 374. Medium tractor does not have enough. So this is the only tractor that can run this cultivator, which is part of the reason that we have it. Let's back up so we can get a little bit more room on this. I think we're just going to cultivate this field. So if we want to put canola back in it, we can. And then we'll figure out if we want to do sunflowers on that other field or if we want to do something else. So let me just do a strip down here at the end and just check what our field looks like after that, and if we decide that we need to do something else to it, we can. But let me get this lined up, and eventually we'll get Fred, our neighborhood worker, to start doing this for us, and then we'll get our harvester out of the field, our other harvester, our big one. Just changing the field state. Yes, this is making it a seed bed for us. Or stubble tillage, let me check. Stubble tillage, yeah, this is making stubble tillage, which is fine. Stubble tillage works for what we need, because we can still roll that to make a seed bed if we want. But I think this is the right way to do it in precision farming, or at least as best as I can remember. It has been a little while since I've played a lot of farm sims, so I've probably forgotten a few things, and I might mess a few things up on the farm, but that's what makes it interesting. So we will keep that going here, and we're kind of reaching our hedge, so we'll back that up, and then come over here, and then back this up, and try to get a good run going down this way. Let's go to the overhead view, and see if we're far enough back, which we appear to be. Let's just check. Yeah, we did the whole edge there. So now let's lower this. Get this going here. And then we will hire our good friend Fred to do it for us. And we're going to switch to this one. Get our tipper out of the way. Now we will need this shortly, but not immediately. So let's loop it around here, and we'll just park it right in front of this door, and then we can come out, because our sunflowers I think will be ready in a month or two. Let me check that as well. Yeah, so our sunflowers, no, they're not ready till October, but I don't think we'll need this tractor immediately, and if I'm wrong, we'll figure it out. Oh, Fred, your straight lines are so straight. I mean, technically it is straight, it's our field, that's funny, but that's okay. Alright, well, as Fred is turning that around, let's get our big harvester packed up and out of here. And interestingly enough, this big harvester does not have a sunflower header, which I'm just realizing now. So we might have to keep that little harvester longer than I originally anticipated, or we have to see if there's a compatible sunflower header for this. Where is that thing pointing? Must be pointing that way. The wheels are completely turned and I don't see the stem sticking out this side. I'm just demolishing these bushes, but that is okay. They're my bushes, and it does... Oh man, now it's really turned. I don't know if we're going to be able to get this attached from this direction. Oh, we can. And just going to pull that right on through those hedges and out onto the highway. Again, I'm going to try to look both ways, but man, traffic is fast out here. Yeah, I would not want to drive on a road when this thing's pulling out. Get over here, make a wide turn this way. And bring this back to the yard. We do have that big field of sunflowers in the back. But we will see how that works out. We can use the little one for 18, and it doesn't take that long. We can just rock the little one for a couple of harvests until we've got enough money to buy a header. In fact, we should just see if there's a header available that would match. So that's one thing we can do. And then we just got to figure out where we want to park this up, because this is going to take up a lot of room in our yard. But I want to have plenty of room to use that JCB to find out where, or to start stacking those pallets. And I was going to stack those pallets indoors as well. So I seem to have the harvesters in here. I don't know if there's enough room to turn around in here, and I don't really want to back. This thing has, yeah, one of those pivots that's really hard to back up. So it's like, where do I want to put the header? Maybe I leave the header out. Maybe we just pull the header around right here. And leave that out. And then we can take this, park this inside. It's not ideal, but that's probably one of the best. Can we back this in? One of the best locations for it at the moment. Oh, look at that job. Parking this thing right up. There's nothing behind us, is there? I should check that before I get too terribly excited. I can use a little tractor to maybe pull that inside if I want. We'll get this out of here. Alright, so we've got the cultivating going. Are we going to roll? I know we have a roller. Before we plant. And do we need to spray? This is, I keep looking at this piece of equipment. What is this? I think this is just part of the decoration. Don't think that's actually part of that building. I don't think that's my equipment, so we're just gonna call that a day. And then in here we have our roller. I don't know if we can roll, and some weights. Well, let's jump in our little case. I'm pretty sure the little case is what we used for this roller before. And let's get our little weight attached to the front. And let's take the roller here. And I think, I can't remember, do we roll after we plant or before? Oops. Let's just back it up and see what happens. No, no. Why does this not want to hook up? Did I park it backwards? Or am I just not hitting the middle? There we go. We're going to hold it up to get out the door. And then as soon as we get out the door, we will back the camera off and unfold it. So we're just going to bring this out here. Oh, shouldn't have unfolded it till we got through this gate. Oh, just enough. So we're just going to test it over here and see if this will give us a different field state if we roll it. So right now we have Fred doing a great job getting this field taken care of. And we can do, lower that down. Yeah, there we go. And then that will be ready to plant. So we can make some stubble tillage with the cultivator, and then we can take that and make some seed bed. Yeah, so we're going to take the green off and then put it back on. But I like that. All right. So we will get Fred number 2 going here in a second. Still don't have a name yet, but hopefully we will get one soon for this worker, for the second worker when we do use one. And we'll obviously take all this equipment over to our big field 36 and take a look at that as well. And then we'll obviously be tipping and harvesting in October. This thing is a little roller. You don't technically have to pick it up. You can just kind of go back and forth like so and see what you can get done. So let me just put that on autopilot for a second. 270 and a half. And going a little bit wide, but I wanted to get a straight-ish line. And then we can stick the worker on it here in a second. Coming back. I like that it doesn't tear up the grass as well. That's kind of nice. But this is the kind of job we're not going to do entirely ourselves. So it's good that we can hire a worker to do this while we're waiting for the other parts of the field. So once I get this turned around, I'll hire a worker here. We'll swap Fred. Basically put Fred in here. In fact, I'm going to just turn on Fred now and let him turn around. And then I will I always lift it up when you do that. So Fred's over there in the little tractor now, and we're in the big case, going over the field like so. And maybe we'll cultivate this field and roll it, and we'll just maybe cultivate 36 and see if there's a difference in our percentage, and just try to get down to the bottom of what that actually does for us in precision farming. I know I should know this at this point, and I have known it before. I just can't remember off the top of my head right now. I know rolling's only a 2.5% difference though, so it doesn't really matter in the overall outcome. But it is nice to have the ability to do that and get that little bit extra out of our fields, but at the same time, it's not necessary for all our fields, especially probably our biggest. And I am just a little bit tempted by this field, owned by Isaac. No data found. This is a weird looking field that loops around that church down there. Maybe that's not even a church, but it gets narrow here and then it gets wide again on the other side. So it's just kind of a cool looking little field, and it's right next to all of our stuff. And it is plowed. So it's ready to go because that's plowed, right? Yeah, let's just, this is expected yield 96, so it's not great because it's a lot of silty clay. That's right. Here it's field 12, but when we're not on this screen, it's field 2. So it's 85.085 of a hectare. All right, so this is our 2.6 hectare. You're only 1.83, and you are 2.29. So our biggest field is this sunflower field back here, number 40. But we only have 92,000. This one's technically 71. We could buy it, but I'm maybe trying to get away from these skinny fields a little bit. So we'll see how that all works out. I guess I'm just not ready to buy it yet. We've kind of busy with everything we have, and it's, you know, negative value there, so, or negative on the production side. We obviously have some of the best fields, if I remember right, so we don't want to mess with that at the moment. So let's go ahead and just edge this off right by our tiny house here, and that way at least if we want to plant this field with canola we can, and then we can slowly turn the other fields from sunflower to canola over the course of the off months. But alright, let's lower this here, and we're going to edge this off. Not doing a very straight line, but we're at kind of a funny angle anyway. And we'll get this cleaned up so that by the time Fred gets down here, this is ready to go. This is actually going pretty quick, but I don't know that we're going to get the other field done today, which is probably fine. I think we have 2 months till the harvest, but we could technically start planting this one with canola again next month. So maybe this one will get planted in August and the other one will get planted in September as we finish getting them prepped, and we'll see what else we need to do there. Well, let me see. I think that's about all I wanted to say about the fields and kind of the prep work to do, but I did want to talk a little bit about some of the other videos I'm going to maybe try to put up here in the coming weeks. Again, I'm trying to take a more conservative approach to the videos at this time, so, you know, slowing down a little bit and maybe just doing one video a week or one or two, depending on what I'm doing. But I'm also thinking about changing it up a little bit and streaming a variety of games as well. Streaming is maybe not the right word, but playing and recording and making videos for a variety of games. I'm a big fan of farming sims, obviously, but not all like realistic farming sims like this. I also play, well, Atomic Crops. I know I had some Atomic Crops videos on my channel. Didn't really do very well, but it was a different audience than the farming sim videos as a whole, so I wasn't really expecting them to necessarily get a lot of traction. But I also play Stardew Valley, which is a very popular indie game, and that one is also farming, but farming and some other things. So I might be releasing some Stardew Valley videos. I actually recorded a series of Stardew Valley videos months ago and never released them. I think I did 8 episodes or something like that, and then my mic kicked out, so I wasn't able to finish that series, and so I might either start over on this mic, on this machine, or release those and figure out how to dub over them. I was also playing around with trying to record some videos on my Xbox. I know most everything I do is on my PlayStation, because PlayStation just makes it so much easier to create and share content. But I can record my gameplay on the Xbox. I just have to dub the audio separately. So that's one thing I'm playing around with to see if I can do that off the Xbox, and or just what other options I might have for recording the audio in post. Like, so basically going back and narrating a video after instead of recording it while I'm doing it, like I am for this video and for most of the farming videos on my channel. So let me close this gate here. So that's something I'm toying around with as well. I haven't really decided, but let me know if that'd be something you guys are interested or not, or, you know, whatever. And then, you know, I might just play some other games too. I've gotten into some racing games. I am a big fan of the Forza series, but those are obviously Xbox exclusives, so I still have to overcome some of the challenges I have with recording on the Xbox. But that doesn't mean I can't figure it out and get it done. I know lots of people do record off of Xboxes. They just have to figure out how to get the audio in there. So that's one thing I want to play around with. I also did get, I mean, this is being recorded on my PS5. I do have several different Xboxes sitting around the house at this point. But I did get myself an Xbox Series S, so that I can play Forza 8 when it comes out here in a couple of months. So obviously I don't have that yet, but I do have Forza 7, which I've played a ton of, and my Xbox S, Xbox One S, not Xbox Series S. Very confusing naming. Anyway, so I could do something like that, or I've been playing. I got a dirt racing game here for my PS5, and I'm not very good at it, but there are some challenges, and I am working on editing a video together for a challenge run that I did. Most of the challenges, you know, I can get in 2 or 3 tries. This one ate my lunch, and I really had to try it, I think 40 to 50 times before I was finally able to get the gold medal on it. And so that is a compilation video where I recorded, and I didn't record all of them, but after about 20 or so tries, I decided, hey, I should record this for when I finally get there. That's not a straight line at all. So I might get that edited and put out on the channel as well. So, you know, there'd be some farming here, and then maybe some Stardew Valley, and then maybe some racing, and maybe something else after that. So, I don't know. I'm just thinking about branching out a little bit, but still bringing the farming content at least once a week. That's kind of my goal. Is this is the core of my channel so far, is these farming sims, and so I think I will obviously continue those, but also branching out into some other things. And I've got an exciting video that I have recorded, and I may have already released, about doing a speed run in Farm Sim. So if that's already out, then never mind. But if not, this is a teaser for that, because I've been watching some speed runs and some various streamers doing speed runs on their channels, and I just kind of think that's interesting and a new idea to kind of bring into this somewhat casual, laid-back game, but could be kind of interesting with some speedrun stuff attached too. So just a couple of things that might be coming down the pipe here for the channel in the near future. All right, well, I think since we just finished this here, let's just check in on Fred, see how he's doing. He's just doing what he's doing. So I will leave him alone, and we will just keep... What sort of angle is that, dude? Anyway, I think I'm going to wrap the video up here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.